Because skills is one thing, but confidence plus skills is another thing.
I'm surprised you didn't mention one guy.
Who?
Arki Wisnu.
Oh yeah, Ark do we? Yeah, Ark is actually.
Do you still listen to the outside noise?
Um,
What was your reaction though the first time Coach Pablo let Caleb throw the first play?
I'm like, what we got going on? I'm like, what the hell? I can't tell you that, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's really, these are gonna be the toughest times in the IBL. IBL is on another level. Now they calling me to, hey man, can you get me a job in the IBL? That's why a lot of people are talking about the IBL right now. I'm not gonna be happy about a chip from, like, Bandung got a chip in 2023. I'm not happy about that. Like, you know, I won't be happy about something like that if I was someone, you know what I'm saying?
What's up IBL fans? Dan selamat datang di episode pertama untuk IBL TakeOver by Rocky Padilla. Dan di episode pertama ini, we have a very special guest. And it's only right to invite the double-double machine from Dewa United Banten, the most fashionable player in the IBL. Also, the 2025 Sportsmanship Winner Award. We have Lester Prosper in the house.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, Les? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you.
You look good. You look, hey.
Hey, you look good too.
Don't be selling out. You're going corporate now.
I won't, bro. I won't.
Going corporate.
But Les, thank you so much for taking your time, hanging out with us. And I think the IBL needs to have an award about, you know, the best stylist player next season. What do you think, Les?
Sure. You know what? Whatever awards y'all come up with, I like. You know what I'm saying? But most fashionable award, for sure, me. For sure.
That's you.
For sure. I would have got 2 this year.
I think they were United Banten players. They have good styles, man.
For sure.
Give me the top 3 most fashionable Dewa United players other than you.
Lester Prosper. No, I'm just kidding. I like Raditya sometimes got some good style coming through. Solano, you know what I mean, and well, sometimes Pache be coming with some, you know what I mean, Papua swag.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, Pache be coming with the mountain man swag. You gotta watch him sometimes.
I'm surprised you didn't mention one guy.
Who?
Arki Wisnu.
Oh yeah, Ark do we? Yeah, Ark is actually. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Sorry about that, Ark.
All right, Lester.
It's just a natural thing that Ark be just dressing up. You know what I mean? Ark do be swagged out.
He got.
Yeah,
He got some.
He swagged out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Les, congratulations on winning the Sportsmanship Player of the Year.
Thank you. Thank you.
What does that award mean for you?
It's a good award, especially like, you know, like what I've gone through in the past with national team stuff and people chirping, oh, Lester. No, let me tell you something about me, right? And a lot of people, you know, people who really know me know that I'm a guy that I'm very competitive. I'm very edgy, you know, and I have a New York state of mind, a New York kind of mentality. My whole swag is like New York kind of style, you know. So when I step on a court or when I'm in practice, I'm about, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't care who you are. I'm gonna yell, I'm gonna do this, and it's like sometimes me and Solano go at it in practice, and me and Jordan go at it, and we're yelling at each other, yelling back, and that's the type of. So like when I was bringing that hair, it's like brand new to Indonesia in like 2020, 2019 when I'm bringing the hair. So it's like it was misconstrued of what type of person I was. But now they're seeing the growth of the league and how all these players are coming in, the influx of players coming into the league. And I'm sure this happens in other practice environments here. So, you know, on top of that, you know what I mean, how I just adopted the culture and like we were talking about Arki. Arki will tell me back in 2020, yo, chill, it's different here. You can't really do that. And I've adopted to be that way. Sometimes I don't change who I am, but sometimes you got to learn when to go in and when to just fall back a little bit. So, you know what I mean? This Sportsmanship Award means to me a lot, and it shows that, like, I'm a likable guy. I'm a guy that everybody holds me accountable. I hold you accountable as well. You know, I'm somebody that's competitive. I'm somebody that's also a great person. You could always come train with me. You could come and ask me any kind of questions that you want. If somebody needs help, I'm always there, and that's the type of guy that I am.
But it shows though you have a lot of fans,
Of course.
especially in Dewa United. Of course, you also want to make an impact for the youth as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And even in the Philippines, we talk about Philippines, you got your
Man.
own mural.
Yeah, that's my second one
Eh.
up, man. You know what I mean? It's such a blessing because you know, like the fans in the Philippines, they embrace me. The people in the Philippines, they just embrace me. And if it wasn't for the Philippines, I wouldn't have been here in Indonesia on top of that, you know? So like, you know, that's such a blessing, and I consider myself lucky to be able to make an impact in two different countries that are so similar at the same time, you know?
You touch a lot of life in the Philippines. You know, you
For
went to
sure.
the barangay in the
Yes,
Philippines.
yeah.
I'm looking forward though for Lester to do more of that in Indonesia.
I need some of the connections.
Okay.
The connections that I have in the Philippines. I need more of that here. People to connect me with kampung chiefs and all of that, so I could actually go in there and lay my foot down and help some of the people and do some humanitarian work.
But how important it is though for you, you know, to impact someone's life off the court, fans, the young
It's
players.
super important. It's super important for me because of the background that I've came from, you know, that I've come from, I should say, because I didn't grow up with money, you know. I was homeless at one point about like 11, 12 years ago, you know, so like, you know, this stuff keeps me humbled, and at the same time, you know, if I see somebody that that's in need, I feel like it's our duties, the God inside of me, to be able to help the next person, because God would want you to help your fellow brother or your fellow sister if they don't have anything to eat. So this is just my concept of how I see life, and that's why I live my life the way I live my life.
Okay, the conversation is getting too deep now.
Yeah.
It's getting too deep. Okay, let's go back to basketball now.
All right. We'll save that for therapy.
Yeah. But solid regular season though from Dewa United, second place, 21-5.
Yeah.
How is this Dewa team different though from last season, and what makes it so special?
Well, we got to say the locals. The locals are, you know, our guys. They just stepped up. They're shooting every day. They're working extra. They're battling extra. They're tougher. They're grittier. You know, Hardy. You see how Hardy is. You know, everybody's gonna make mistakes in the game. That's basketball. The best in the world makes mistakes. You know, but they are coming to play, and they're coming to get down. You know what that means. They're coming to get down. They're coming to boogie down. and it's just, it takes a lot of pressure off of naturalized, it takes a lot of pressure off of import players, you know, and just to let those, and then it gives Indonesian guys and in the culture, and then we're talking about younger guys that are looking at the local players excel like this. It gives them confidence to be able to go into the gym, work hard, do repetitious work repetitiously, and come into the floor and do what they got to do, and it gives them the confidence that they can make the IBL one day, and they can make a national team one day, and be able to come and represent Indonesia and bring that kind of energy in Indonesia and in Indonesian basketball.
Talking about the local players getting better, Rio DC, Tirta,
Sixth man of the year, Rio.
Yeah, Radit.
Yeah.
You as a player, as a naturalized player, does that like really boost your confidence heading to the playoff?
For sure. Like, let me tell you, and I'm gonna go back to this. It's like I've been here with all the players already. I've seen a lot of these guys grow from Derek. You know what I'm saying? Like look at the example of like with Derek, right? Derek came in a skinny kid, came into the national team, you know, and what the coach at the time, you know, I don't want to say no name, was telling him that, hey, don't shoot, don't do that. I just need you to do this, you know, and I'm telling him, no, shoot, have confidence, because skills is one thing, but confidence plus skills is another thing. I know some players that have no skills, but they're the most confident man I see on the court, man. And they come in and how is he making this shot?
Yeah.
You know, it's because of confidence. If you have all the skills in the world and you have no confidence, you can't do anything. So Derek now is confident in his game, and you can see it. Yeah. You know, you see the changes. When he goes back to college, you're gonna see more of a change. Also, when he comes to play in IBL or B League, you'll see more of a change. It's just about confidence, man. And sometimes he needs to be around Americans to get that swag, to get that confidence, to get that drip, to get that move. You know, but yeah, man, with the locals, man, it's just about confidence. Confidence. They're moving, they're dripping, and that's what's going on right now over there. Look at Pache, 15 points, came out shooting. You know, come on, we never saw that. And last year he didn't even get a whiff on the court. Yeah. You know.
But yeah, Pache is playing really well in the last few games.
Defense to offense. Pat dropped what, 19? It was 19 his highest. We got real DC coming over, doing what he does. Radityo is coming into his own. You know, man, it's a lot of good things happening for. It's not only Dewa basketball, but for Indonesian basketball. That's what's happening. You know, so I'm proud of it.
And now let's talk about you.
Yeah.
A lot of the fans expect a lot from you, especially later on in the playoff.
Yeah.
What do you do on the mental side to stay prepared and stay focused in a very high pressure situations?
Man, for me, it's just I listen to music. I started swimming. I do something that we call grounding. I don't know if you guys saw me doing that on the Instagram, when I just go out on the soccer field, walk with barefoot, and then do a little bit of sun gazing in the morning. You know, when you stare into the sun. You know, and just a lot of different spiritual things that I do now to just open up my mind, open up my pineal gland, open up my heart chakra, you know, and these are the things that I just do to stay grounded, man, and stay balanced, you know, and but most of the time, man, I just listen to music and just do these things repetitiously, you know, and hang out. I don't really go out, so that's it. Stay in my own positive area.
That's why I feel like you enjoy the game more this season, because we know each other for a while now. Yeah. You know, I follow your career as well. Now you average like 15 points per game and 10 rebounds per game this season, double-double. Do you still listen to the outside noise?
Tell you the truth, nah, man, I don't. I really don't listen to no outside noise. I'm too busy focusing on what's going on around Dewa, what's going around in my life, you know. So I really don't. And when you pay attention to what's going on the outside, it kind of distracts you from what your goal is. You know, my mission is to win a championship. You know, for this organization that's one of the biggest organizations now in Indonesia and in Asia. Yeah. You know, so
no more outside noise. That's not the drive no more now.
No, not at all.
You played with 3 different big men this season. You started with Malik Dime, and then Brian Carabali, and now obviously you got the big man Joshua Ibarra.
Yeah.
How has it been playing alongside Josh, and do you have to make adjustments?
Well, I didn't. I tell you the truth, I just started playing with Josh because I was injured a little bit. You know, I just got back after the Bali game. You know, and then they put me in the PJ game to try to gain a little more confidence, but like, you know, it was still like bothering me a little bit. I still, you know, once you get injured, it's still in your head. So, but, you know, I didn't really get to build chemistry, but that, our last scrimmage that we just had with Tangerine, that was good for me to get my flow with Josh and build the chemistry with Josh. And tell you the truth, it's, you know, it's going to be scary. You know, it's going to be scary.
How impressed are you with Josh though so far?
Josh is Josh, man. Yeah. He's a champion. One of the most physical leagues in Mexico. He played in FIBA versus what's the big Lithuanian guy from Sabonis.
Sabonis.
You know, battled with Sabonis. Josh battled with Kenneth Faried. You know, like he's known for playing against great competition and being in high pressure situations, high caliber situations, top professional situations. So, you know, it's 50-50. And he looks at me, asks me for certain stuff. I look at him, ask him, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, and then we're always laughing, man. You know me, stay positive with all your guys. And that's how chemistry's made, when you're positive. Positivity spreads, man, just like negativity spreads, you know?
And you also have Jordan and Gelfis back this season. Just how is it, you know, your second season with them?
Great, man, great. Gelvis coming around a lot more. Gelvis he's a key player in our team because of how he gets all of the guys going. He gets all of the locals involved, and point guards like that don't come around, you know, for a long time. It's like he's so unselfish sometimes it pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, bro, you're right there at the rim. Just make the layup.
And they just kick it out.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. But at the same time, as a player, you would love playing with a guy like that because he chooses team over self. So he's very unselfish.
So who is the best half-court shooter? I want to know now.
Oh, no, definitely Jordan, for sure. And I'm just being real. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, me. No. Jordan's definitely the best half-court. He's a killer shooter, man. Killer shooter.
He is a killer shooter, man. He's like shooting 50, 40, 90 this season.
He's a killer. Jordan's a killer.
Can he even get better later on in the playoff?
He can get better. He can. But he's a killer. Jordan's a killer. You know, and I hope that I could continue to play with Jordan, you know what I'm saying, down the long run until I retire. Because positive guys like that, great skill, great, you know what I mean, great guys like that don't come around for a long time. You know, so.
Talking about offense, Dewa still has the number one offense in the league with 91.6 points per game. Offense never a problem for you guys, but we always talk about defense.
Yeah.
Defense. Dewa is making a strides though this season.
Yes, we are.
You know, allowing only 77 points per game.
Yes, we are.
What defensive principles have made it the biggest difference though?
I can't tell you that, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's really effort. Defense is effort. So like I was telling you, like with me, right? Coach wanted me to do a certain strategy on a certain player. You know what I mean? Even though I had 1 point, guess what? That player didn't score too much on me. You know what I'm saying? As usually why players score a certain amount on me sometimes is because I have to be in the game. You know, if I'm not in the game, then it gets a little bit crazy. So sometimes I'm very, not lackadaisical on defense, but I'm very passive. You know what I mean? I'll be, all right, go ahead, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll give you a little resistance so I don't get a foul. But in the fourth quarter, I turn it up more, like you always see. You know, so I think that it's just more effort, man. More effort, more focus, more paying attention to details on the defensive end, and just being a straight dog. You know, like in defense, you got to be a straight dog. And you could see it in the Rams game. You could see it in the solo game. And shout out to Malik too, because Malik came in and left some of that defensive dog energy that he blessed the team with. You know, so definitely, man. That's what we've been doing. And Ibarra, you already know, he's a big body down there, man. You can't really move that guy. I know, man. I'm training with him every single day, and I'm like, damn, bro. You know,
it's heavy, huh?
Man, I'm just trying to keep my forearms intact. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn.
But talking about defense, Arky, I think, is a sleeper, bro.
Arky's not a sleeper, man. Arky's a vet, man.
I don't think people give him enough credit for his defense.
I gave Arky enough credit, man. Straight up. Arky is not a sleeper. Arky plays defense. Sometimes, like I said, everybody's not gonna be perfect. But when it comes down to it, that man's a 6-time champion. And he got SM blood. So, come on, man. SM blood, them guys play defense.
Just like you mentioned, Arky won 6 championships in the IBL. How does his winning experience translate to the locker room and the court for Dewa?
Sometimes, you know what it is? Sometimes you just have guys that they just know how to win. So it's in the air. Once it's in the air, then you start winning. Sometimes their presence mean everything. They don't need to say anything. Their presence is just everything. So think about that.
Yeah, I think Archie obviously could see from his experience, and of course now Dewa is.
But the thing about it, and I said this to Archie a few times too, like, yeah, you won those chips in the past, but this is the chip. This is the chip. This is the toughest. Last year's chip, this year's chip. These are gonna be the toughest times in the IBL. IBL is on another level. And I'm always gonna say this, it's on another level. So chips from 2016 and 2017, nobody care about that. Get a chip now. Get a chip last year like PJ did. Those chips mean something because it's the toughest times of the league. I'm not gonna be happy about a chip from like Bandung got a chip in 2023. I'm not happy about that. Like, you know, I won't be happy about something like that if I was someone, you know what I'm saying? It's still a championship.
Yeah.
No, I can't take it away. But at the end of the day, you get a chip in this time, which is the hardest times right now with ACB players and all types of ex-NBAs, and this is the time. That's why a lot of people are talking about the IBL right now. You know, I remember when I used to walk around Miami with my Indonesia shirt on and I'm training in the gym and people used to be like, well, where's that? What the hell is that? You know what I mean? And asking about the IBL, and then I'm like, well, hey, now they calling me to, hey man, can you get me a job in the IBL? And man, get an agent. Get an agent, brother. That's how big the league is getting. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's crazy though.
So it's crazy.
Because I know who you run with though in Miami. You got like big names.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I got a clip that Kyle Kuz was like, oh, he shoot Indonesian threes. You know what I'm saying? I got a clip. I'm gonna send that clip to you so you see that, because I train with these guys, you know. So we had shootouts. I'm in the court with Bam and all of these guys I'm with. So they all know I'm over here now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go back after the season, you know, and do a little run. You know.
Let's get Michael Beasley here.
You know, man.
I know you hang out with him.
Beasley ain't gonna try to come here, man. Beasley's happy where he's at.
Now let's talk about your next matchup against Hang Tuah. Obviously, you guys won both in the regular season against them, but this is a different team
it's a
now.
new season
With Shabazz Muhammad and Devin Davis on the team. What do you think makes a difference with those two coming in? Of course, what kind of challenges they pose for you guys in the playoff?
They're pros. They're pros. They played at a high level. They're pros. They played at a high level. You know, Shabazz, Shabazz, a big name. You know, Christmas, big name. Other guy, I don't really know him too well, but I think he played in Russia or Ukraine.
And Greece.
So you know that he played against some killers. So you gotta it just gotta be a dog, man. That's all it is. Gotta be a dog. It comes down, nothing's easy in this playoffs. You just gotta come down to being a dog. Christmas is a dog, we know that. Shabazz is a dog, he played in the Philippines, you know what I mean? So you gotta outdog. You gotta be an alpha. You know what I mean? So
you guys have 10 days break before the game. How is Coach Pablo handling all the pressure, and also how he helped the team, to stay sharp during this break?
We just do what we do, just on another level. You know what I mean? So Pablo, we continue to do what we do. We change up what we need to change up. We pay attention to the details. He switch up a few details, and then we just continue to work. And the way we work is just high energy, high octane practices that we have, and then we shoot a lot, and we lift a lot. So we're working, and then we got guys that are staying after to get extra work in. So this is the way practices ran.
It seems like this is your second year, right, with Coach Pablo. It seems you guys have a really good relationship. Can you just start?
Me and Coach?
Yeah, you and Coach.
Yeah. Me and Coach have the reason what it is, man, is a respect thing. So and this is for any player, if a coach is yelling at you, that means he believes in you. He's not just yelling at you every time. If he's like, hey man, I need you to do it, and he's talking to you all the time, and then sometimes it's not even yelling, sometimes it's just a regular conversation. You know what I mean? Y'all good. you know what I mean? He believes in you. He expects the best from you. But when a coach stops talking to you, that's when you got to be worried. You know, so me and Pablo have a relationship that I'm always pushing to be better. He knows me. I'm always in the gym. And even when I got hurt, he was like, man, just take your time coming back. But I'm pushing myself to even come back quicker, you know, doing all the extra stuff, doing all the extra work. But, you know, me and Pablo's relationship is I think me and his relationship is it reminds me of the relationship I had with my coach back in college. You know, Bernard Tomlin, you know, so we had a great relationship. So I respect Pablo a lot. Pablo respects me. He respects my work that I put in, and he expects a lot from me. That's why he's always on my neck.
Keeps you on check all the time.
For sure.
We haven't even mentioned about Caleb. I'm very impressed with Caleb drawing the first play every game. And I think you guys scored like probably on 80% of it.
Yeah.
What was your reaction though the first time Coach Pablo let Caleb throw the first play?
I'm like, what we got going on? I'm like, what the hell? Nah, you know, Caleb is a future coach here, man. And Caleb plays are solid. His plays are solid, so keep going. You know, we're not gonna break the ritual. Keep going. It's a new ritual we got, so keep going.
Oh, you gotta do it again in the playoff,
Yeah,
huh?
for sure.
Hardy. I think he's stepping up this season as well. I think he's
Hardy
more
angry
comfortable.
all the time. He's angry all the time.
Why?
Angry.
Why is he an angry man?
Hardy almost started a brawl. You know what I mean? We almost had a fan fight, all types of things. Crazy.
I think maybe that's the way how he gets you guys going.
Yeah, Hardy's cool, man. Hardy's the man.
But how important is Hardy for this playoff run for you guys?
Oh, Hardy's tough, man. Hardy's tough. He's tough, and then Hardy got 4 championships, so he knows how to win. You know what I mean? So that's all it is with Hardy, man. You know, he's a tough-nosed guy, and he plays. He actually have to guard some of the import point guards too. So, you know, Hardy's Hardy.
And then, of course, the playoffs started last weekend. Did you get a chance to catch the playoff
For sure.
last weekend? And what surprised you the most? Anything surprised you?
Bandung tied it up, but Bandung, man, like, you know what I mean? What happened in the game last night? That's what it, you know, maybe those guys were tired, but I gotta say, man, Coach Dave did a hell of a job over there. Hell of a coach. And what surprised me too is that Solo didn't win one. You know, Solo was supposed to win one at least. And then I wanted Giga and Washington to, you know what I mean, to push through a little more. But like you say, man, sometimes the end of the season, guys get a little, you know what I mean, mentally out of it. You know, sometimes I thought Pacific was going to make the playoffs.
They were really close, though. They were really close.
I wanted them to make the playoffs.
That would be fun.
That would have been, and that would have been their first time too, right?
Yes.
Man, I think next year. What we need though is we need new courts, man.
New courts?
Yeah, we need everybody to have new wooden floors.
That would be really important, though.
Yeah, because that should be our
priority.
Our next priority, because it's protecting our athletes.
That's true.
You know, it's protecting the health of the athletes for their knees, for their ACLs and stuff like that. So, you know, I think that's something that we should look into in the future.
Talk about that. Talk about the facilities in Dewa United.
Yeah.
You must be really happy with everything there.
Man, tell you the truth, I think
they have a great facilities, bro.
Like what Dewa is doing and what PJ is doing also, Satya Muda, you know what I mean? These things, they're leaving a blueprint for other teams to follow. And other teams, you know, team owners and GMs and whoever else, you know, you guys have to take the step, you know, on it's not only protecting your players, but also protecting the competition, you know, protecting our future, protecting our younger players, our local players, you know, playing on a good floor, you know, having good facilities, making sure that they could go to a sauna, they could go to a cold tub, they could decrease inflammation in their body, and being able to just take care of their health overall. So like I would love to see more facilities, or even more of these hot tubs, more of these cold tubs, being used in the IBL, more of these saunas, because this is very important for overall health.
Do you think you're gonna be a Dewa United brand ambassador in the future?
We'll see. We'll see, brother. I'm just taking everything one year at a time, one day at a time, 1 year at a time. So, but I'll always be part of Indonesian basketball for sure. Just trying to help level up the competition here, help leveling up the local players. And I have so much like stuff to so much like information, so much knowledge to give them and help them to become stronger, faster. Because I've done a lot of these things by myself. I'm 36 going on 37, and I don't see anybody in the league that runs with me, man. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of knowledge to give to help those guys up their game and up their speed and up their strength, and help them how to take care of their health.
Man, Indonesia could really use your knowledge, man.
No, for sure. No, I'm here, man. I'm here. I go back to the States for a little bit, but when I come back, I'm here more than I'm in the States.
And yeah, that is all from us today.
Yeah.
Lester, a lot of great stories, man.
Yeah.
A lot of great new informations as well.
For sure.
Always a pleasure,
Yes, sir.
my guy.
Yeah.
Talking to you. Good luck in the playoff.
Thank you, guys.
Stay healthy.
Always.
Ready for a deep playoff run?
Yeah, for sure. Of course.
Lester, thank you so much once again for your time. You could help me, man, to close the podcast.
Thank you guys for having us, and I hope to see you guys all in the playoffs. Mr. Prosper and Rocky Padilla on IBL Podcast 2025. Peace.